all their considerable lives, but they wouldn't have it any other way. The Lassics aren't easy to find, but Chris Hill managed it. He even learnt to speak their language.
If for some reason you're thumping round the scrub near a place called Dargo in the lumpy bits of Victoria, keep your eye out for a shallow little creek with four-wheel drive only stamped on the far bank. When you find it, get out and walk due east to the footbridge. If the wind parts your hair dead centre on the other side, you'll see the smoke from the Lassic brothers' place on your left. That's Matt, the longest living Lassic. Younger brother Ed snaffled the new fibro spread when he wasn't looking.
Anyone home?
The boys, as they're known locally, are a double-barrel blast of freshish air. They love a chat, so you're always welcome.
Mind if I come in? Yeah. Thank you.
And after a lifetime together, they've developed a lingo all their own. So you spend that much time trying to work out what it is they're saying to you that you forget your car's drowning.
No, welcome to the bloody No.
Well, how long have you guys been here? How long have you been here, man?
We've been for over 100 years.
Over 100?
Yeah.
So how old would that make you?
I'm 83.
You're 83?
Yeah.
But you've been here 100 years?
Residents been here 100 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Except for a few genetic offshoots, the boys have outdistanced the rest of the family.
Yeah, they're all gone.
They're all gone?
Yeah.
You're the only ones left?
Yeah.
They've got a couple of nephews back in the city, but Matt and Ed don't get around much anymore.
We used to ride horses in, and sometimes walking.
It's a long way.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went into town?
In the 60s.
In the 60s?
Yeah.
Have you been back since?
No.
I reckon you're better off out of it?
Better off out of it.
The boys are about as out of it as you can get, and that's just the way they like it.
Yeah. There's a bit of grass about.
Right, you've lost the end of your pipe. Here on the floor. How do you go for a bath and all that sort of thing?
Oh, we've got a bath there,
Whereabouts?
just outside the other place.
Be a bit cold for that here, wouldn't it?
Oh, we pick a sunny day.
Now, the boys have never been afraid to get their hands dirty, but nowadays a district nurse does a supply drop. Her weekly visits are about as close a woman has ever come to keeping company with Matt and Ed.
Who's this one?
That's our niece, Doreen.
It's your niece.
Yeah.
She's a good-looking sort.
Yeah.
Looks like Matt's got a hearty thirst.
I put it down near the fire.
You heat the beer up.
Yeah.
You drink warm beer.
Yeah.
Geez, you'd be the only Australian that'd admit to that.
To make sure there are always plenty of beers to throw on the fire, the boys have a little backyard business going. They're surrounded by nuts, so they find them and flog them.
$4 a pound.
Ed's a quicker picker-upper than Matt, so he nabs most of the good ones. But when it comes to dividing the fruits of their labour...
Equal.
Equal.
Yeah. How will they suit you?
Whether they suit you or not, it's always polite to buy a trailer load.
Yeah.
I can't even lift them.
No. Take them to your car.
Now, there's a sore point. The boys said they had a tractor, and they'd be more than happy to pull the car out.
But you haven't got a wheel.
No.
Not to worry, Matt knew a bloke who'd be able to help out.
Ned Trail.
How do I find him?
He's just up the Dargo.
Got to go back into Dargo.
Yeah.
How far's that?
That's only about 6 miles.
God!
They are fantastic. That really is a different language. Chris Hill reporting there, deciphering it all. Tomorrow night, an exclusive...
Water close at hand. This special report was compiled by Celine Fernanda and cameraman John Guither.
years ago, new Australians and those just wanting a taste of the quiet life opted out for this. The rolling hills of Dargo, miles from anywhere, offering little industry other than farming. After the golden era, when precious yellow dust reportedly drew hundreds to its river, the Depression and 2 world wars, the voice of the pioneers of Dargo's vast plains grew softer, drowned out by bell and jaybirds and the cry of the wild dog. Those who remain possess the forgotten spirit of the pioneers, and because of that, they're exceptional human beings. This is Billy Cartner country, and if you've ever spent time in a tranquil setting like this, you understand why he's given up all the trimmings of modern society. For us, it's something of a holiday, but for him, it's a way of life. Billy Cartner epitomises everything the pioneering era stood for. The resilience needed to adapt to the environment rather than forcing the environment to adjust to his way of living. He has lived and breathed the Dargo Plains for 90 years, never straying too far from his humble little shack by the river.
No, a lot better than the country, I think.
Yeah.
A lot better. More healthier, but not much here in the high country. We've got plenty of air here.
Have you ever wanted to shift into town?
No, back in town. Oh, I don't mind the town either, but I wouldn't live in town, I don't think. I couldn't live there.
Physically, Billy Cartner's clock may be winding down, but he insists he hasn't got time to sit by the fire reminiscing the old days. After all, he's got more than 700 acres of land to tend, fences to fix, horses, cattle, sheep, dogs and bees to look after. There's always something to do before time runs out. Stepping into Billy Cartner's little piece of paradise is something of a shock to those unaccustomed to the earthy way of life. Once the eyes adjust to his dimly lit shack, the whole new world of the life of a loner becomes apparent. With no electricity, no running water, no telephone or television, Billy seems to be surviving in the throes of adversity. But he's not complaining. This is home for Billy and many a passer-by. The warmth generated by this old man rivals his trusty fire, and when it comes to a chat or even a bit of a rest, there's always room around Billy's fire for 2 or 3. And it's around Billy's fire we were able to share a meal and talk about the early days of the pioneers. Things have changed a bit, haven't they?
Well, they're all gone now, all broken up, the land selected, people living on them. Kids are all gone, the people's all gone.
After an evening around the fire, it felt as if we'd known Billy Cartner for years. His father from England and his Czechoslovakian mother built a home for their family right round where Billy's shack stands today. From what he says, the plains were a hustle and bustle of homesteads, owned by settlers lured by the smell of gold in them there hills.
Oh, God, was thousands of people here on this river, over 4,000 people on the river in each river in the early days.
Yeah.
All mined for gold.
Yeah. A lot of gold down here on the river in those days.
Yeah, a lot still there too, you could get. If you like to work, you get it.
Today, his dugout mine lays buried beneath a tangled mess of blackberries, guarded solemnly by the graves of Aborigines who Billy says roamed the land freely when he was a little boy. His regard for the Aborigines, who he admits were hard done by during white settlement, is outweighed by his respect for the high plains and the big wind which only his ears hear. It was the big wind which blew his little home clear off its foundations a few years ago, and Billy just hasn't found the time for renovations.
Oh, cut scrub, take out blackberries that should be taken out, farm them, put in crops, spuds.
Those of us who thrive on the polluted air of the big towns will never know if it's the healthy bush lifestyle which has kept Billy Cartner so alert for his 90 years. The absence of radio, television and daily newspapers may be obvious, but Billy's familiarity with any issue is noteworthy. No one can put anything past the old character, not even the government. He can smell a Crown Lands official a mile down the track. Give him an hour or two and he'll tell you just what he thinks of dole bludgers. In a way, he's had the best of both worlds. He's seen the big smoke, travelled interstate once or twice, but always returned to the old shack by the river. When he travels into Dargo every so often for supplies, people point and smile, saying, "There goes Billy Cartner." His presence is haunting. It lingers with those who meet him for the first time, as if the legend of Billy Cartner is just beginning.
When first I saw the love line.
Well, Mr. Cartner's a grand old man. Let's hope we have our independence and dignity at that age.